I'm about to sign some very important executive orders of our new administration.
One day is not much, but let's try to dissect Trump's moves. Is he trying to send a message? And if he is, what is that message? And how is the world reacting to it? Broadly speaking, Donald Trump, as president, has sent 3 messages. 1, he will kill woke ideas at home. 2, he will end America's engagements abroad, whether in conflicts, climate action, or public health. And 3, he will use coercion to protect American supremacy. These are the 3 broad messages. Now let's take a closer look at them. Trump has said that there will be only 2 genders, male and female. He has also ended diversity hiring in the US government. Both of these were seen as woke agendas, so Trump gutted them. In their place, he pushed his own ideology, like crackdowns at the border, cutting down public spending, and scrapping birthright citizenship. Basically, it was an ideological switcheroo. Wokeism out, MAGA conservatism in. And that matches with Trump's political evolution. In his first term, he was a disruptor. In the second, he is also a culture warrior. Trump wants to turn America into MAGA country. And yesterday was proof of that. His second message was on American engagements. Trump promised to end the Ukraine war. He distanced himself from Gaza, and he pulled out of key agreements and agencies. The US, as we told you, is once again leaving the Paris Climate Accords. It is also leaving the World Health Organization. And Trump's logic is quite simple. None of these initiatives helps America. He says the Paris Accords are unfair, that the WHO is ripping off the US, and that Ukraine is Putin's headache, not his. Listen in.
You were the president during COVID. Don't you see the importance of organization like that to coordinate a global response?
Sure, I do, but not when you're being ripped off like we are by the World Health. World Health ripped us off. But I'm immediately withdrawing from the unfair, one-sided Paris Climate Accord ripoff.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the 3 phases of the deal?
I'm not confident. That's not our war, it's their war, but I'm not confident. I have to speak to President Putin. We're going to have to find out. He can't be thrilled. He's not doing so well. I mean, he's grinding it out.
Now to the last message. Lack of engagement is not isolationism. Trump is very much willing to use coercion abroad, whether it's to retake the Panama Canal from Panama or to keep illegal migrants in Mexico. If Trump feels the need, he will flex America's muscles. And it's a departure from traditional US policy, because earlier there were certain expectations from Washington. Some things were a given, like the US was expected to support allies. The US was expected to target rivals like China and Russia. It was also expected to act like a policeman. But Trump is different. He wants to pick and choose where to engage. Look at West Asia, for example. Trump has already forced Israel to take a ceasefire. But yesterday, he lifted US sanctions on Israeli settlers. He also promised to convince Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel. It's a bit of a quid pro quo. Now, this is not classic disengagement. It is not American isolationism. This is Donald Trump deciding where and how to engage. Same with China. Trump has been threatening them with tariffs, but yesterday he did not even mention China. He only talked about tariffs on Canada and Mexico, no China. And when asked about it, he was ambiguous. He said he's not ready for the tariffs yet. The same Donald Trump also extended the deadline for banning TikTok, the Chinese app. So expect him to pick and choose his fights, both with allies and rivals. Which brings us to the world reactions. Putin and Xi Jinping held a video call after Trump's inauguration. They promised to deepen their partnership. It's clear evidence of what's in store. Russia and China want to jointly blunt Trump's decisions. They also want to capitalize on any of his missteps. For example, this WHO decision. He has pulled the US out. Now, this leaves the door open for China and Russia to make inroads to imprint their vision on this agency. China says it is hoping to cooperate with Donald Trump, but they also criticize some of his moves.
We hope that the United States will work with China to jointly promote the stable, healthy, and sustainable development of China-U.S. economic and trade relations. China is concerned about the U.S. announcement that it will withdraw from the Paris Agreement. Climate change is a common challenge facing all mankind. No country can stay out of it, and no country can be immune to it.
World leaders lined up to congratulate Trump, each with their own agenda. Netanyahu heaped praises on him. He's hoping that Trump can expand the Abraham Accords. Ukraine's Zelensky called him a strong man. He's trying to flatter Trump for support against Russia. Europe had a subtle warning against racing to the bottom. They are a worried lot. And the UK talked about historical ties in the hope of making it to Trump's good books. Listen in.
Your first term as president was filled with groundbreaking moments in the history of the great alliance between our two countries. You withdrew from the dangerous Iran nuclear deal. You recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. I believe that working together again, we will raise the U.S.-Israel alliance to even greater heights.
The inauguration of the new president of the United States, Donald Trump. He is a strong person. I wish President Trump and all of America success. Ukrainians are ready to work with Americans to achieve peace, true peace. This is an opportunity that must be seized.
For centuries, the relationship between our two nations has been one of collaboration, cooperation, and enduring partnership. It is a uniquely close bond. With President Trump's long-standing affection and historical ties to the United Kingdom, I know that depth of friendship will continue.
As this competition intensifies, we will likely continue to see frequent use of economic tools, such as sanctions, export controls, and tariffs, that are intended to safeguard economic and national security. In this spirit, we will need to work together to avoid a global race to the bottom, because it is in no one's interest to break the bonds of the global economy.
So everyone's got the memo. If you need US support, you will have to work for it. You will have to sweet-talk Donald Trump. In that way, he's put the world on edge. But yesterday also revealed a problem with Trump's mandate. You see, the expectations are huge. Trump has just 4 years to reshape America culturally, financially, and politically. If his party loses the midterms, he may not even have 4 years, which is why Trump is rushing to do things. He has an unprecedented agenda on his plate and not a lot of time to do it.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.